Hello, I'm David, the spirit in the raw. I bring you channeled messages downloaded as automatic writing from the source. These messages are designed to trigger you in the awakening process and hasten your journey into your next reality. Hello and welcome to podcast number 9. I've got 3 downloads for you in this podcast. The first one is entitled Wealth, the second one, A Galaxy of Information, and the third one, Youth, the Guiding Lights. Let's begin with the first one, Wealth. Each instalment will provide the triggers to enlighten certain readers. As they progress, they will gain more and more insight and understanding from these writings. Let it flow. When man joined us in this adventure, they, agreed to travel the full path of the program. They, of course, did not know the full extent of the process, and if they had, may not have chosen this path. But may have preferred to remain just the animals on this planet. However, they saw the lives we had, and the temptation was too much for them. Once they'd seen the light, they had to have it, and thus the path to enlightenment was born. Man saw that the fifth dimension was what the fifth dimension was offering, and man wanted it. God wanted it. Man wanted it. Everybody wanted it. So, we are at the end of the process, and the hardest part has arrived. It's the letting go of the past attachments and understanding the real values in life that cause the greatest difficulty for man. Man is still keen on the material benefits of his world, even though these are really fleeting for the most and deliver less satisfaction than most imagine. If you have great wealth but lack personal fulfillment or happiness, then the wealth is of little value. It can't satisfy the inner needs of man. Rather, it disguises those needs and intensifies them. So, the outside world see glamour, wealth, and apparent happiness. The inner world sees insecurity, uncertainty, and dissatisfaction. The real wealth in your life is your ability to remain conscious and fulfilled from all of the resources that each human has, born with them and usually not used in most lifetimes. Let's talk about the second download. It's called A Galaxy of Information. This one came on the 29th of November 2006. And it begins. Okay, this is the first of many messages to the general public. They are now waiting for key information necessary for them to activate their lost DNA code and start the process of transformation. Some know that they are already changing and are unsure of the reasons or can't identify the change clearly, but they know change is happening every day. As you change, you get to understand why these changes are necessary and how they affect your view of reality. In the past, these changes would have triggered a mental disorder and required your institutionalization. But today, these changes will represent growth of new understanding and the growth of new DNA strands in your system. Each change will represent a new galaxy of information becoming available for your access, and that access will be easy and compounding. The knowledge you have access to will be compounding and provide you with conscious reality perception beyond which veils your sight now. Each of you who read and understand this message will already be on the path to discovery or to recovery of your ancient memories and the talents and skills that you knew you'd need when this time would come. This time is now, and you've come to recognize and be celebrated as a member of the White Robe Brotherhood. The third download is called Youth, the Guiding Lights, and this was downloaded on the 2nd of December 2006. Let's begin. Each month that passes brings further change in your environment. These changes aren't progressively altering your environment. They are the beginning of a series of disasters that will be seen as the beginning of the end of your world. These are the end times, but they are also the beginning of a new era in growth and development. I'll tell you this, each person who reads and understands the tone or code in these messages will be initiating the sequence that causes the development of new DNA strands, and as they develop, so will the individual. All the changes they experience will be subtle until the day they discover, as if by magic, a whole new range of talents and abilities never before seen in the human race. These talents and abilities will and do include the ability to see beyond your realm. This is important, as you'll soon discover. Listen to what I say here. It's an important message for the youth of your existence. They have a special role to play, for they have chosen to be here. They have known the path that was to be travelled, and they have chosen to travel it. They are the givers of light. They guide the way, and they will rise to this occasion with glory and praise. They know the route, and they shine the light. Each time your readers hear these messages, a chip is placed in place. A missing piece is given to them, removing confusion and enabling understanding. As they vibrate further up the scale, so their expanded consciousness allows greater insight to operate. Watch as they see who is for them and who is using them. Watch as the users squirm and wriggle with great dis-ease as they find their true places in this creation. It's typically how the journey is travelled. Those who service themselves will only find the new environment too uncomfortable and leave. Those of you who feel released and freed by this environment, you will flourish, you'll blossom, you'll grow, and you'll live as you've never dreamed possible. That's the end of the 3 downloads. I just wanted to bind those together. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope they trigger some change in you and some understanding. The next download will be called Sequencing Initiates Physical Change. And I'll bring that to you next time. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to subscribe.